Hi everyone, myself Pankaj and welcome to the new video of solving most important DSA interview questions. So in today's video, we are going to solve a problem named binary search and we are also going to see binary search algorithm. So in this problem, you will be given with an array of integers nums, which is sorted in ascending order, and an integer target. You have to write a function to search target in nums. If target exists, then return its index, otherwise return -1. So basically, what they are saying that you are provided with this array nums, right? And it can be an array of integers, right? So it can be -0 or any elements, positive elements. And you will also be provided with a target element. Let's say here they have given 9, right? You have to find whether this 9 exists in this array or not. So here you can see that this 9 exists and we have to return its index whether it exists or not. If it does not exist, we basically have to return -1. So in the second example, you can see here in this array, the target element they are asking for is 2. But you can see there is no element with 2, right? So here we have to return -1. So this problem can be solved in multiple approaches, but the main approaches that I am going to tell you are basically there are two approaches. So first of all, you must have heard about linear search, right? So what we do in linear search is we go to each and every element of this array. Uh, we go to each element of this array and check whether it is. So we go to each and every element of this array and check whether it is equal to 9 or not. If it is equal to 9, so we will basically return its index. Otherwise, return -1. So what's the problem in this approach of finding this target element using linear search? So let's come to the constraints here that are provided in this question. Here the nums dot length can go up to 10 to the power 4, and we know that most of the compilers basically take 10 to the power 6 to 7. So basically, each compilers or most of the compilers can compute 10 to the power 8 operations or 7 operations in 1 second. But here they are provided the length of the array is 10 to the power 4. So basically, you can say that, or you can argue that it can be solved using this linear approach, right? So let's try to solve this using this linear approach, right? So what you will do, you will use any loop. So let's say I'm using for loop. For int I is equal to 0, I is less than what? Nums dot size I plus plus. Now we will use a condition that if nums of I is equal to target element, right? Then what we have to return? We have to basically return its index. Otherwise, if we don't find that target, we will basically return -1. So let's try to run this code and see what we are getting here. So you can see our public test cases are passing, and let's try to submit this out. So you can see our code has been accepted and it's beating 100% of the solution. So it's not true because it's the approach is right, but what I am talking about is if the length of the array goes beyond 10 to the power 8 or 10 to the power 7, right? So in that case, this approach will give TLE. So we are not going to solve this question using this approach because we have to keep in mind that our interviewer can ask for optimized approach, right? So here comes the concept of binary search. So from the name itself, you can uh, say that we have to work on two different parts of the same array, right? So what happens in binary search is that for binary search, let's write it here. What happens in binary search is first the condition that so for the first condition to apply binary search is basically that the given array, so the array should be in sorted order. Why? Why? We will see why the array should be in sorted order. So this is the first condition that you have to keep in mind for utilizing a binary search algorithm on any array, right? So let me keep it here. So until now we know that we have to we should have a sorted array, right? So what we will do with this sorted array? So let's say there is a concept called finding mid in binary search. What we will do? We will first so how many elements are there in this array? So this is index 0, 1. Okay, how I can reduce the width of. So I have marked the indexes of each elements in this array. Now, what there is a concept of finding mid. So what is the mid element of this array? So let me count it out. So 5 plus 0 by 2. So what we are getting 2. So this is the mid basically, right? So we will find the mid and check whether this element at this mid index is equal to target element or not. So here you can see that 3 is not equal to 9. So now where in which part we will now move for finding this target element 9? You have two parts. This is first part and this is second part. Either you can say left or right part, right? Around this mid element, that is 3. Now there comes the concept of the array should be in sorted manner. That's why we needed this condition that the array should be in sorted manner. Now you saw that array are already sorted. So this element is basically lesser than 9, right? Target element. So if you will go to this part of this array, you are not going to find 9 in any manner, right? You will definitely not get 9 in this left part. Why? Because every element in this array in the left side of the 3 is smaller than 3, right? And every element to the right of this 3 is basically greater than 3. So what is the possibility of finding that element in the left of 3? It's basically 0, right? And what is the possibility of finding that element in the right of this 3? It can be anything, right? So there is a possibility of finding 9 to the right of this 3, right? That's why we needed that condition that the array should be in sorted manner. That's why we require that condition. Now you saw that element 3 is smaller than 9. So what we will do? We will basically shift our search space from here to here, right? From here to here. We are ignoring this part, right? Now again what we will do? We will basically again find mid. So what is the mid of these elements? 5 plus 2 is basically 7. So we are summing this out and dividing it by 2. So 7 by 2 is basically 3. So 3 is the mid. Index 3 is the mid. So 3 is the mid right now. Now what we will do? Let me erase it out. Now again you will compare 5 at the element which is present at this index with target element. So you again saw that 5 is smaller than 9. So again what we will do? But you know, every element which are in the left side of 5 is smaller than 5. You can also confirm by seeing these elements, right? So you are again not going to find this 9 in left of 5. So what you will do? You will ignore this part and again start your search from in this right part of 5. So again you will find mid of these two. Basically what you will do? You will sum this index and find mid. So 5 plus 4 is 9, by 2 is 4. So this is the 4. So this is the mid. Now what you will do? You will basically compare this 9 element with this target element. So you can see that we find that target element equal to this element. So we will basically return this 4, right? So we will return 4 as our answer. It means that 4 is the index where our target element is present. Now let's say here target was given 10, right? Instead of 9, 10 was given. So again, when you, in the previous case, when you compared your element 9 with 10, you saw that it is not equal, but it is greater than, but 10 is greater than 9. So we will ignore this part and again move our search space from 12 to end element. So 12 is itself the end element. So we will restrict it out here. Now we will find the mid. So mid is basically the 5 itself, right? So there is no element after it. So the mid will be the 5 itself. 5 is basically the index, right? Now again you will compare 12 with 10. So these are not equal. So in that case, again, if you not find 12 equal to 10, so you are also not going to find 10 in this left part. So what you will do again? You will again increase your search space to the right. But you saw that in the right, you don't have any element. So in that case, you will return basically -1. If the element was smaller, so you would have searched your element inside into your left side, right? In this similar manner, what we have done in right part. So this is the approach of the binary search. So let's code it out here how we will use it, right? So first of all, we had seen the linear search. Now we are going to use binary search. So let me write the code here. Okay, first in the back side. So let's write the code of the binary search. So first of all, what you have to do, you will first find the basically find the length of this nums array, right? Now let's create a function called binary search. So what we will do, we will basically, let's call it as return binary search, and you will pass this nums vector. Then what we will do, you will pass the index of the first element. So we are starting our search in the complete array, right? So initially our starting will be here and end will be at this last element, right? So initially we are considering the whole array as our search part. So the start index will be 0 and end index will be basically n-1, right? So considering 0 based indexing, and we will pass the target element. right? Now let's create this function. So its type will be int and the binary search. Now let's pass the parameter of type int ampersand nums comma int start int ending, right, and target. Now we are going to implement this function. So initially what I had said, you have to find the what, the mid index. So how you will find mid index, let's call it as, so in the previous video we had talked about it. So what you will do, you will basically do s plus e minus s by 2. So why I am doing finding this in mid index using this approach, not by using s plus, not by using s plus e by 2. Why? So let's say we are handling one case. Let's say your starting index is 0 and your ending index is basically greater than the integer data type uh, capacity. Let's say it's greater than 10 to the power 9. So let's say it's 10 to the power 10. In that case, if you will add these integers, so basically what I'm saying that let's say your e is 10 to the power 10 and your s is also 10 to the power 10. So in that case, if first operation what will happen in this case is, it will first add these two elements, that is 10 to the power 10 plus 10 to the power 10, and it will store inside an integer variable. But integer capacity is basically 10 to the power 9, so it will give a segment overflow, right? So to handle that case, what we are doing, first of all, we are subtracting that s from e and dividing it out with 2. So subtracting this s from e will eventually get reduced, right? And it can be easily stored in int variable. If you will solve this equation, you will at the end find, you will get this equation only, right? So now we find our index. So so we have to check out our, for our base case, if our uh, starting index is basically greater than end. So in that case, we know we did not find any element equal to target, right? So this was our base case. Now we found our mid index. So what we will do, first we will compare our mid index element. So what if nums of mid is equal to target element? In that case, if it is equal, so we will basically return mid. Mid is basically index, right? If that is not the case, if that is not the case, if nums of mid is basically what, less than the target element. So what I'm telling here is that if your mid index, that is 3, is less than 9, so we will have to basically reduce our search space to the right of 3, right? So in this case, our s will come from starting 0 what to what, these 2, right? Or 3, s will come here, right? So I am going to do this. So if this is the case, so basically you will, what you will do, you will basically increase your what, move your s to mid plus 1, right? Else what you will do, the opposite case, if it is greater than the lesser, if the target element is lesser than the uh, mid element, so you will have to go to find element in the left part of the array. So in that case, your end will be basically mid, right? So this is the code for the binary search, and let's try to run this code. So okay, so we are getting some error. We are not returning anything here, right? Okay, so uh, we actually we actually reduce the what, but it did not call the function again, right? So we have to call it out again, right? Recursively, right? So we will call out binary search. We will again pass nums, and what was s? S was basically mid plus 1, end was the same, and target, right? The same we have to do here is, so basically we will have to return it out. Now else, in the else condition, we will do the same. We will return our function call with nums, and our starting will remain same, and end will become what, mid, and target will remain same, right? So we did this, right? Now let's try to run it out. Okay, so we are getting TLE. So I got it out why we are getting TLE. So because if our S is also equal to E, right? So why we are getting TLE? So we will have to keep this in mind that if your S is equal to E, so let's make it above, right? So that if our S and last and start index comes at same place, so before that we will check it out whether this is equal or not. So if not equal but S is equal to E, so in that case also we are returning -1, right? So, so you can see here our public test cases are passing. So let's try to submit this out. So you can see our code has been accepted and it's again getting, so it's again beating 100% of the solutions. So why we are getting 100% of the solution in the previous case while using linear search? Because the constraint was very small, right? So this approach is basically better than the linear search and its time complexity. So let's talk about the time complexity, right? So let's say what? There were 100 elements in an array, right? So there were 100 elements. So in binary search, what we did, we were dividing our search space by half, right? So in that case, we remove this search space, came to here. Again, we didn't find any of our elements. We again reduce our search space by 2, right? So, so let's say initially there were 100 elements. So now you applied this search and reduce your search space to what? By 2, divided it by 2. Okay, let me write it here. Divided by 2, right? So it came to what? 500. Now again you divided it by 2. So you came to what? 125. Now again you divided 125 with 2, right? So again you will come to what? 120. So basically 60. 62, right? So you came to 62. Again you divided it with 2. So where you will go? So when you will divide 62, so you will go to 36. Again let's say you divided it with 2. So you came to what? 18. Then you will again divide 18 with 2. So what you will get? You will basically get 9. So again when you will divide 9 with 2. So what you will get? You will basically get 4, right? So now when you will divide 4 with 2, you will get 2. And again when you will divide 2 with 2, you will basically get 1. So what does it mean that? It means that initially your size of the array was 100. So when applied binary search, you reduce your search space by 2. So you came to 500. So basically 500 will come to 250. So let me write it here. So you came to 250, right? Again, when you divided your search space by half, so you will come to 125, then 62, 36. So 62 divided by 2 will be basically come what? Uh, 31. So I'm doing some error, but the concept is similar, right? So we are dividing our search space by 2 each time. So let's say we divided it by 2, so we came to what? So this is here. We divided 1000 by 2 to the power 2, so we got 500. Again, we divided 1000 by 2 to the power 4, we got 250. Right? In the similar manner, uh, let's say, let's say we divided 1000 by 2 to the power some value k. Right? We don't know how many times we have divided. So at this time, what we got? We got basically length of array is basically 1. So when you will solve this equation, so 2 to the power k will come in the right part. So let me write it here, right? So 2 to the power k will come here, right? Now when you will apply a log on both sides, so if you know about it, so we will apply log on both sides, right? Log of base 2, right? So we applied it on both sides. Now when you applied log on both sides, so you can see here we can write this part. So we can write this part as, so we can write it here in the manner what? 2 to the power of something, right? So 1000 is basically what? 2 to the power of 1000 is basically 2 to the power of let's say, so let's say for better understanding, let's say 10. I take the length of the array is 1024 now. So 1024 is basically the power of 2, and it's basically 2 to the power 10. Now when you will compare this equation, so you can write it as how you can write it as, so you can write it as 10 is equal to k, right? So this is the what number of operations that we performed, right? So we are actually doing 10 comparisons against. In our linear search we were doing n comparisons because we are comparing each element with the with we were comparing target element with each element of the array, right? So here you can see that we have actually performed 10 operations. So this is basically so basically from this equation we get to know that the time complexity of binary search is log of n, right? So it's basically log of n, right? So I hope you have understood this problem and binary search algorithm, right? So this was all about in this video. So let's meet in the next video. Till then, have a nice day.